Will's going to join us here coming up at 8 a.m. Eastern. He'll be ready for the draft at 8 p.m. Eastern. He'll be there to break it down. Mike Schmitz, our draft analyst, will join us at 8:10 Eastern. And Cassius Stanley from Duke, hoping to hear his name called tonight, will join us at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. That's your rundown. Fellas, here we go. Fill in the blank. Key, fill in the blank, will be the number one pick in tonight's NBA draft.
LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball, number one pick in the NBA draft. They like his length. They like his size. They like his, about 5 years ago, man, he might have been 5'11". All of a sudden, that dude's 6'7", 6'8". I mean, he's got some pedigree. I can see him being the number one overall.
Bart?
For me, I think I'm going to go with Anthony Edwards because I think if Minnesota keeps the number one overall pick, you got D'Angelo Russell there, you got Karl Anthony Towns. You want somebody that can be a shooting guard that can fill up the box score. I think that's a perfect compliment. But I don't know. I expect more trades in this draft than any other draft before.
In the NBA, they like potential in youth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If a guy is 21 versus a guy that's 18, they'll go, I like the guy that's 18.
Yeah, this is the old man's draft. These are the 4-year type guy draft.
Indeed. I'm sure many of you have heard of LaMelo Ball. Anthony Edwards played collegiately one season at Georgia. The Warriors got the number 2 pick. That is spicy.
I hope they screw it up.
They trying to move that one.
Screw it up.
Steph and Clay, back from their injuries. How about this quick note on Clay? Clay has not played a single game in the NBA since Game 6 of the 2019 Finals. The game he got hurt. He has not played since June of 2019.
Oh, they took receipts. The Golden State Warriors took receipts, Lakers. Everybody that was clowning them. We
Indeed.
back.
Off to their 15-50 season. Here we go. This is the big one. James Harden will play for fill in the blank this coming season.
The Nets.
It's a wrap.
That deal will probably wind up getting done at some point. That's where he wants to be. That's where he wants to go. He doesn't want to be in Houston. I know a lot of people are talking about the $103 million that he turned down with the extension, but you got to remember, if he comes to New York and he goes to Brooklyn and he wins, there's more shoe money on the table for him. Not that he needs any more, but also they're going to at some point give him an extension, and it may not be $103 million. Well, what's the difference between 80 and 103? Not much when you already got banked about $500 million.
I mean, I think it's ran its course, right, in Houston, and he understands that he can't win there. The project, no small ball, no big man. It was crazy that he's coming here and he's going to play for D'Antoni again and play that same style of ball. I know Nash is the coach, but I think he definitely plays for the Nets because when you look at how the Golden State Warriors play, and I think this offense will more favor the Golden State Warriors type of offense, the ball moves and it can be beautiful basketball, and I think everybody, will kind of take less to achieve more.
Indeed. Mike D'Antoni, if you missed that story, is now back. He's an assistant with the Brooklyn Nets. Of course, he coached Steve Nash, and obviously Harden's great play, his best play of his career, came under D'Antoni. Fellas, let's combo this one because we want to just kind of run through it. The Steelers' first loss this season will come against, I'm just going to run off the schedule, and then you just chime in both of you.
You don't even have to.
At Jaguars?
Not a chance.
Ravens.
Home versus the Ravens. Thanksgiving night.
Thanksgiving, Ravens, it comes against the Ravens.
All right, so that's Bart's answer. Thanksgiving night, the third of 3 games on Thanksgiving night. Next up.
I love Bart.
Well, he's the Ravens guy, right?
No, the Ravens beat the hell out of the Steelers. They just had the turnovers. They held Big Ben in check, and they beat him.
I didn't say that. The man said quick.
Okay. Versus the Washington football team. Key, you still have to find their first loss if there is one.
No, I think that they have a chance to go undefeated.
That ain't running.
At Buffalo?
I think they win.
At Bengals?
Win.
Home versus the Colts?
Win.
At Cleveland?
Win.
So
that's it.
Those other teams are going to be desperate. Those teams are going to be desperate.
But those other teams is toward the end of the season. They ain't got nothing.
Right.
You taking
the Colts are going to need it.
You taking Indy out of a dome, and you putting them in bad weather.
But this is different, Indy. They got the number 1 defense in the league, and they got a ground and pound type of offense.
I believe it.
And the thing is, Big Ben, what about his health? Going against those tough defenses. He go against the Ravens. He go against Buffalo. He go against the Colts. Those are some of the top defenses in the game. Big Ben's already been, hampered. If you get to the end of the season, would you consider resting Ben, knowing that you got the number 1 overall, slot locked up? So that's why I think it would come.
I think if you're getting into all of that, then that's something different. But if
Keith Zubin said quit.
So, yes, at the top of the marquee.
I think that if you get into what he's saying, that's different than what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if they decide to play them the entire way, They're going to go undefeated.
I'm an inappropriate cousin that comes over, man. They talk too much.
I didn't say nothing. You got to do your job, man.
The perennial line stepper, as he likes to call himself. All right, so Pittsburgh, as I mentioned, will end the season at Cleveland. Maybe Key says 16-0 on the line that Sunday. This year for the Browns has been fill in the blank.
It's been fine. Fine. Nothing. I mean, it's the Browns, man. They got a chance to win the wild card, get a wild card spot, and get bounced in the playoffs.
But if they get in the wild card, they're the one team that can upset a favorite because they have something. They got a decent defense, but they have a run game that is ridiculous. You talk about last week, Chubb coming back over 100 yards rushing. You talk about Kareem Hunt, 100 yards rushing. That's the type of recipe for success in the postseason when you know it's going to be bad, inclement weather. If you have a running game, you have an opportunity to win in this league in the postseason.
What happened in Never mind.
Oh, no, we bounced them.
Cleveland does have the NFL's longest
We ran the ball, remember?
drought.
You called it, Keith.
No, I'm talking about last week, but go ahead.
Maybe that extra spot will finally end that drought.
Words hurt, Keith.
The fill in the blank is the best division in the NFL right now. Best division in football.
That's tough.
NFC West?
You got 3 teams at 6-3. Niners have 4 wins at the bottom of the division.
NFC West? NFC West.
Seems right.
Yeah, it seems
3
right.
6-3 teams.
Yeah, but NFC West. But you could also argue, which is crazy, you could look at the South in NFC, even though the records are weird with Atlanta and the records are weird with the Carolina Panthers. It just they play teams tough, and you could also look at the AFC East outside of the Jets.
Right.
I'm going AFC North. I mean, because you talk about Pittsburgh, you talk about the Ravens, you talk about Cleveland. All 3 of those teams can be in the playoffs.
Yeah, you could do the AFC North. Cincinnati takes you all the way down to the wire every week.
Right. To Bart's point, an undefeated team, the league's only undefeated